Hey Tumblr, my name is Debbie and it's Mental Health Awareness Month. So I wanted to share a couple things that I have figured out or am leaning into within dealing with how my mind makes things really difficult for me sometimes. As you might know, depression and anxiety are kind of opposite sides of the same coin. And there are days that feeling daunted by the world and intimidated getting out of bed, just daunted to be alive. That sort of thing can be genuinely tricky and confusing. I know that for me, within dealing with OCD, locking the same door over and over and having a fear that if you don't handle one thing or do one thing that something terrible can happen, and knowing with your mind that you've turned off the lights and pushed clear on the microwave 5 times, and knowing with your mind that it is okay, and not being able to have that peace and that satisfaction until you've actually gone and done these sort of rituals and these sort of things. It can feel so cyclical and it can feel so daunting, but something that I encourage you to do is make small goals, take one step at a time, write them on a to-do list if you have to, give yourself the satisfaction of crossing them off. If there are days where it's daunting to leave the house and you are standing in the doorway and you're like, I can't go out there, I don't want to go out there. Sometimes I feel that way about my bed, and it's really hard to just leave my bed and my bedroom. Celebrating any accomplishment, no matter how small or large it might feel to other people. Don't compare yourself to other people, especially people that might not deal with the same mental health issues that you have. If it is an accomplishment for you to wash your makeup off before bed, be proud of yourself. Celebrate yourself for that. You deserve that, and you deserve to feel proud of yourself. So make yourself small and achievable goals. And also, if you do deal with OCD, giving yourself the grace of knowing that, as Leonardo da Vinci once said, art is never finished, only abandoned. There are days that will be harder than other days. For me, my anxiety and my OCD will kind of throw a little party together within my head and say, why can't you just do this thing? All right, just do this one thing. And then the other voice will be like, don't start that. Don't start it, you can't do it right. Okay, well, if you're gonna start it, I get 30 or 40% into something and then get so afraid to cross the 50% line because I have to make sure that I've committed to it and go back to the beginning and start rewriting things and then start self-sabotaging myself and then kind of punishing myself for pulling any amount of triggers or like committing to any direction. If you can reach a point where you can safely abandon something and still feel proud of it and know that you could for the rest of your life make tiny tweaks on it and rewrite it and crumple it up and throw it away and start over, give yourself the grace of knowing, I only want to get to a point where this exists in this moment, in this life, and I want to put it out, whether it's a blog post, texting someone back, your homework. Do something to the best of your ability, and then walk away from it. And know that once you've walked away, that it belongs to that moment. There's a C.S. Lewis quote that says that at some point, a piece of art could belong so much to the past that even if the author himself were to make an amendment or a change, it would be to create a sort of forgery. So just know and trust that something that you create at this exact second, even if you have incredible improvements in a year or in a week or in an hour, it still belongs in the way that you originally wrote it, and that's okay. So give yourself that grace and celebrate yourself, and also know like you aren't alone. Tumblr is a place that I've found an amazing community of people that have made me feel so much less crazy and so much less alone. And Tumblr is amazing in that way. There are also people in real life, and there are hotlines and there are helplines that you can call and get more information. The internet is a beautiful place because you can find a lot of information about small tricks to deal with it, and just know that it is worth the fight, because on the brighter days and on the celebration moments and the happier moments, those things are so much brighter of a celebration that those of us who deal with mental health issues, we still feel the same things, just higher contrast. And so while it can sometimes be a curse, it can also really be a gift. And some of the most beautiful things can be made out of being a big time feeler like this. So I love you. You're not alone. You're worth fighting for. Let me know how you deal with some issues in your life. And yeah, either way, don't give up. It's really, really important to not give up. Every day is worth living, and you're worth it. You're worth fighting for.